Riverbed Whitewater Cloud Storage Gateway appliances provide extremely flexible disaster recovery, utilizing elastic, scalable cloud storage to reduce costs of storing and recovering backups needed for DR. Now, typically, a majority of businesses that can afford multiple sites and spare physical resources perform DR primary site facilities at alternate DR sites. Users can take advantage of physical and virtual models of Whitewater to perform DR and pull back all the required data from the cloud to the DR site to perform recovery. But one of the more unique benefits of having a virtualized Whitewater appliance is that you can also extend your DR capabilities to the compute cloud itself. Riverbed and Rackspace have partnered together to deliver holistic DR environments which can be built out within the Rackspace managed cloud, providing businesses with a key alternative for doing DR without the physical costs associated with having DR sites and equipment. Utilizing the benefits of locality and high-speed, high-bandwidth intranets between the Rackspace cloud files and managed compute resources, companies can recover critical business environments much more quickly than with other methodologies, which include traditional tape and even the more modern-day scenario of cloud DR to alternative sites. To sweeten this DR capability even further, Whitewater plans to support Rackspace Service Network. ServiceNet allows users to recover data from cloud storage for free when restoring to Rackspace compute clouds. When bundled with the free virtual Whitewater appliance, this free disaster recovery solution is something that uniquely separates Whitewater from other cloud storage gateways because it allows companies to have the option of completely virtualizing their businesses into the cloud itself for only the fractional cost of running compute resources. To further visualize the recovery improvement, let's look at the evolution of DR. Tape DR is complex and cost inefficient because of the requirements to physically move and manage media at the DR site. Cloud storage gateways can greatly accelerate the DR process by removing the physical requirements of tape, but in turn need sufficient bandwidth and require payments to cloud providers to extract the data to the DR site. Cloud-based DR with Whitewater and Rackspace is an elegant DR solution, since it removes the requirements of bandwidth and cost simultaneously while increasing DR recovery speeds. To give an example of how DR with Whitewater and Rackspace could work, we'll use an example environment that has a virtual Microsoft SQL server and Quest vRanger server running within VMware ESXi, as well as a Riverbed Whitewater appliance. Remember that the specifics for DR will differ with each backup app. Now assume that the backups are complete and replicated through Whitewater to the cloud. We'll export the Whitewater configuration, which includes the encryption key, and store it with our business continuity plans. In the event of a disaster, Rackspace Managed Cloud Services can spin up virtualized computing instances of our virtual Whitewater and vRanger server within the ESXi environment, similar to those in the actual original environment. The virtual Whitewater configuration will need to be imported onto the appliance, and this will allow for Whitewater to then retrieve the namespace as well as the associated data from the Rackspace cloud files for the SQL server, which we need to bring back. vRanger can then remount the CIFS share on Whitewater and will recognize the backups as new to this vRanger repository and take ownership of them for recovery purposes. From that point on, the recovery of the SQL server is performed just like that at the original site using the vRanger restore VM action. For more information about Whitewater, please go to www.riverbed.com/Whitewater.